for me anymore, Thanksgiving is forgetting what's happened this week. And it's not Thanksgiving for what didn't happen to me that happened to somebody else. Thanksgiving, in this particular, at least for this season for me, transcends this world. It draws me to a kingdom of thanks. In other words, I think God always wants us to be considering where our future lays, right? And if you at least can allow yourself to do that, I don't think it necessarily makes the rest of it less important. I'm not trying to say that, but it gives it a place. And one thing I don't want you to do is just kind of float through this week, because we're all still feeling effects. But I think where God does want to remind us is at the beginning of chapter 3 in Colossians. If you have been raised up with Christ, then keep seeking the things above. And when you do that, and as you put aside some of the weakness of malice and anger and all those things, but putting on thankfulness, I think for me it's going to really be more that sense of, I know where I'm going. And I know that that is the most important thing that I can live out and tell people. Because without that, the greater tragedy, folks, is when Jesus does show up and people are left behind. That's tragedy like no one has ever seen before. I don't know how that translates for us, but I do feel that this is the reason why God tarries, why God has not come back, and yet this world is spinning out of control, and you know that, right? So my sense is that my hope comes from where my future is. And at the same time, I know my God is with me, no matter what happens here on earth. Amen. So I really want to encourage you, because I want you to know you're the thing I'm most thankful for when it comes to this earth. Because this is the thing that's grown me as a believer, leading you. And I really feel like it's been kind of a mutual thing. I think you guys lead me. And I'm not talking musically. I got asked that question. What brings you the most joy in ministry over the 25 years you've been doing this? And it was the easiest thing in the world, this group of people. Because I've watched what God does in you and through you, and I've watched what God has done in me because of you. And when I know that this is my eternal family, and I believe that when we get to heaven, as much as we will be like him, we won't know everything he knows, because we're not God. And don't ever think that he's making you into one. Or you can go run to the Mormon church for that. The thing I don't know why I'm going on and on right now, but all I really want to say is I'm thankful for you. And I can celebrate that because you are part of that eternal perspective. You are the ones that I can look up and know you'll be looking up with me. That means the world to me, and I hope that gives you something to be able to be thankful for as you think of one another, as you think of what God has done in this group, and I hope we'll continue to do in this group. Okay? Let me pray. And I'm glad that you're here, Don, and that you've been a part of us. I still feel like you're a part of us. Father, I'm so grateful that you never leave us alone. You never stop teaching us, and that your word continues to speak with living accuracy, with the sharpness of a surgeon's knife that can separate soul and spirit. And as we come into a week of Thanksgiving, I thank you that we as your children have an eternal perspective that we can hold up next to the tragedies and the crises and the difficulty and the darkness of this world. We have to live in both for now, but Lord, you are drawing us up little by little and loosening our grip on the things we hold to, even good things, to remind us that holding to you, seeking you, is the best thing. So, Father, I pray in gratefulness for this gift this choir has been to my life, to this church. And I pray that you would enrich their Thanksgiving season with a gratitude that reminds them day in and day out that the light affliction of this world does not compare in the least with what's ahead. No eye has seen, no one has ever even thought or heard of what you have prepared for us. And knowing that you are only good, Father, I can rest in that. I pray my brothers and sisters will rest with me as we ask it in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, thank you.